Yo, what's up, gym goers? Welcome to the gym. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you're having a lovely Wednesday right now and are ready for some Pokemon TCG action, because that's what we've got on the agenda today. As you can see here, I have got my beautiful product from the upcoming Black Bolt set, courtesy of the Pokemon Company International, that I'm going to be opening tomorrow. Actually going to be doing a special daytime stream to open these cards, and then I'm going to follow that up with a Black Bolt White Flare set review. So we got that happening tomorrow. Going to go live around noon Eastern time if anybody wants to tune in. A little Black Bolt White Flare celebration stream. And then, yeah, we've got league night tonight happening at Full Grip Games. So a lot of fun on the way. League night tonight, Black Bolt White Flare opening tomorrow, courtesy of the Pokemon Company International. GLC, our final Gym Leader Challenge League night happening tomorrow. Final chance for players to earn an invite to the Gym Leader Challenge Invitational, our first ever GLC Invitational. And we have got Standard League nights happening right here, right now. Great matchup ahead. Austin Charles on the right, Dylan Ryan on the left. Austin Charles, a now two-time World Championship qualifier. Was just talking to him before the stream started, and some of the other standard players about just about GLC and stuff. Austin has been trying in vain to get a badge this year at GLC League Night. He top 8'd the GLC 3K, the Destined Rivals GLC 3K, but has been unable to snag a badge at GLC League Night. So it's been exciting to watch him get into the format more. Dylan also been playing GLC as well, and excited to watch these standard and GLC players. They both are players who participate in both formats. Excited to watch them duke it out in standard tonight. Austin is in the prepping stages for the World Championships in August, and those World Championships are fast approaching. Austin was one of those players who was tied for 100 and whatever the cutoff was 125 invites, right? He was tied for 125th place, and initially was not granted an invite to the World Championships because they decided that the tiebreaker was going to be play points, and then with some pushback from the community, the Pokemon Company decided to reverse that or change that decision, and now Austin Charles does have his invite to the World Championships, as Pokemon decided to invite all players tied for 125th place, as it was initially advertised that 125th place would get that World Championship invite. And now round one is underway here at Full Grip Games GLC, or Full Grip Games Standard League Night. Excuse me. Let's get down to the table and see what these players are cooking up for us. Probably no Bramble Gas tonight, if I had to guess. So let's get that overlay updated. And it looks like Dylan is going to be playing the Eevee box deck. Dylan did make a point to tell me that he's actually playing a good deck tonight. Dylan does love to play content decks. And something that is actually kind of fascinating about Dylan and the way that he chooses his decks for tournaments is that he actually has a randomizer on his phone where he is typed in like all of the different things that you can have in a deck. Every different ace spec, every different EX, all this different stuff. And he literally like spins a wheel every week. And like, that's how he decides what he's going to play, is based on a wheel. I wish I was making this up, but I'm not. I mean, it's honest to goodness. That's why he brings some crazy stuff. That's why he played the laser, dude. The laser ace spec. I don't even know what it's called. Dangerous laser. Like, he played the freaking laser the other week, okay? And that was because of the randomization wheel that he uses to decide what he's going to play every week. And Dylan's a good player, so it's pretty funny that he does all this like all the shenanigans at League Night, where there's often, you know, over $100 of store credit on the line for players. I mean, like, often multiple $100 of store credit on the line, and still choosing his decks based off a randomization wheel. Pretty funny. Huge thanks to Swizzerton for the 1,500 bits. Swizzerton, I appreciate the continued support. Says, I was at Full Grip Games and the Green Dragon Inn yesterday. Amazing experience. We'll need to bring the kids back for the trip. Yo, Swizzerton, thank you so much for visiting the shop. Glad you had a lot of fun. Glad you got to check out the new storefront and the Green Dragon Inn. Yeah, the Green Dragon Inn is getting ready to go under a huge renovation to the kitchens, so that they can offer even more of a food menu. They're getting like a multiple $100,000 kitchen renovation, which I'm really excited about. It just, like, you know, things seem to kind of just keep happening over there at the Green Dragon Inn, as it's going really well. Looks like Austin is playing Charizard, and Dylan playing the Flareon Evolutions deck. I'm really excited to see how this match goes. Obviously, in the Evolutions deck, you have access to Sylveon. You can put those Charizard back into the deck. Dylan may also be playing Leafeon as an opportunity, as a possible attacker to one-hit KO Charizard. That might be something that we see as well. So I'm curious to see if Dylan is playing that Leafeon in the deck. He's got Noctowl now. Going to use Jeweled Seeker to search out 2 trainer cards from his deck, Terra Orb and the Sparkling Crystal. Sparkling Crystal going to make it so that one of his Terra Pokemon's attacks costs 1 energy less. Terra Orb can search out one of those evolutions that he wants. Probably Flareon. Going straight for Sylveon. Oh, baby. And it looks like with Crispin and Switch in hand, Dylan is actually going to get a turn 1 Angelite to toss both of Austin's Charmander back into the deck. Now, Austin did search out TM Evolution off of the Arvin that he played turn 1, but was unable to use it because he didn't have an energy in hand and didn't have any other search cards in his hand. So was only able to play Buddy Buddy Poffin to get the 2 Charmander, and now those 2 Charmander are getting punted right back into the deck. Turn 2 Angelite. And wow, look at that. Sylveon EX, turn 2 Angelites, both of Austin's Charmander return to the deck. And now Austin is right back where he was on turn 1. And is certainly on a back foot. Now, let's see what he can do to remedy this situation. Does he have another supporter in the hand? And it's going to be Brock Scouting. This time, with Brock Scouting, he can search out 2 more Charmander. And Sylveon EX, thankfully for Austin, will not be able to use Angelite again this turn, since Angelite has the additional effect that if Angelite was used last turn, this attack cannot be used again. So you cannot use Angelite back-to-back turns. Austin will get an opportunity to keep these Charmander in play for at least a turn. But Dylan could decide to chase one of them down with a boss's orders if he can evolve into Noctowl and use boss's orders. Maybe chase down one of the Charmander again. He does have another Noctowl in hand. The question is, do you want a magical charm? Just swing into the Fez? And I like this decision from Dylan. This is fine. Just save the Noctowl for a rainy day. Save it for additional options later on. And magical charm going to put a lot of pressure on this Fezandipity. Also going to get Dylan's prize trade started off right. And Austin finally top decks a Fire Energy, so now can use the TM evolution that he has in his hand. Has Charmeleon. Does have Rare Candy Charizard. I think I see that Rare Candy, yes, on the end of his hand. So does have Rare Candy Charizard. Can go in with Charizard EX this turn and start attacking. All he needed was one turn to keep those Charmander in play. And even though he didn't have any energy in his hand early on, it doesn't matter now. Infernal Rain can accelerate up to 3 basic fire energy from the deck to Austin's Pokemon in any way he likes when he evolves into Charizard EX. So there goes Infernal Rain. And he's got an energy in hand that he can use to retreat this Fezandipity out of the active. I think I see a Turo scenario actually in his hand. Is that a Turo? Oh, yeah. And now, Dylan going in with the aggressive Angelite, looking like it's a little bit of a lackluster decision now, right? I mean, because Austin is swinging in with Charizard, and basically, it's like Dylan didn't do anything, right? Dylan basically stalled for a turn, but didn't really accomplish a lot with the time that he bought with that Angelite. And I do think that, yeah, Dylan would have been better off just going in with Flareon, probably, and get more energy into play early. Now has this Sylveon here, heavily damaged. Even the additional effect of Sylveon's attack, this attack gets misread all the time. Magical Charm, right? People think that Sylveon EX should always take 100 less damage. That's not how it reads. It says during your opponent's next turn, attacks used by the defending Pokemon do 100 less damage. So this attack does nothing. Oh, it did nothing this past turn, right? When Sylveon swung into the Fezandipity and Austin used Turo to scoop that Fezandipity out of harm's way, that the attack's effect was on Fezandipity, not on this Charizard and not on Sylveon. So Austin swinging in for a clean 2-hit KO on Sylveon, and Dylan just doesn't have a lot to show for it. So that's why I really would have liked to see Dylan go in with the Flareon early on. I understand his gambit for the turn 2 Angelite, but he is getting super punished for that line now. He is going to double down and go in with Angelite again, using boss's orders to bring the Charmeleon into the active spots. And Angelite away the Charizard. And I guess, you know, I got to respect that decision because it's really, that is the routes that Dylan has chose for himself now. And Austin's kind of looking like he's in a little bit of a stressful situation. No, he is. He's got Charizard right here. He's chilling. Now, this super heads-up play from Austin not benching another Pokemon because he used Turo Scenario to pick up that Fezandipity EX, but then intelligently did not put that Fez back down. If he had put the Fez back down, then Dylan could have used Boss's orders to bring up the Fezandipity and then Angelighted both Charizard away. But Austin made a very clutch decision to not bench the Fezandipity, and that made it so that Dylan was unable to completely remove both Charizard from play. And now Austin is up 2 prizes with a clean Charizard in the active spot. I mean, look at what was Dylan able to accomplish with the Sylveon? Absolutely nothing. Right? I mean, Sylveon did absolutely nothing. Sylveon came out and got and got knocked out. That's what Sylveon did. Sylveon came out to play and just got knocked out. Without doing anything to Austin's board. So, certainly a learning experience for Dylan. I understand why he made that line. Like, I understand. But still, I don't like it. Especially with Austin's seemingly slower start. No TM Evo. I think Sylveon is the kind of attacker you really want to use at the end of the game. After your opponent has burned resources, maybe after you guys have traded some, then you can Iono, counter catcher, Angelite. That's the play. That's where you Angelite, right? At the end of the game, Iono, counter catcher, Angelite, and then you can sweep with Sylveon at the end of the game when resources are low and all of that. But early on in a match, there's just so many options that your opponent can utilize. Now, Dylan used Crispin to get... Goodness gracious. Dylan used Crispin to get that water energy and is now using Ultra Ball to discard the water energy to go. It discarded the water energy and Iono, and then is going to get Iono and Night Stretcher off of the Noctowl. This is looking messy, folks. This is looking real messy. All 3 Noctowl utilized. Sylveon has been knocked out. And there's just not really enough to show for it. Looks like Dylan has a broken sleeve, so gonna replace one of the energy in the discard pile. That's why you gotta use Dragon Shields, folks. Hashtag sponsored. Hashtag ad. All right. Night Stretcher for EVEX. And then not going to use the Iono that he grabbed. And Flareon finally going to Burning Charge. Accelerate some energy to... Because he used Crispin, right? It's like, I forgot that he had used Crispin for turn because he didn't get the double attach effect of Crispin because he Ultra Balled the energy away that he searched off of Crispin. Yikes. Okay. And now Dylan's board looking extremely precarious. 3 evolved Noctowl. Switch has been burned. No Fez. No Mew EX in play. And keep in mind, Dylan went and searched out an Iono, but Austin hasn't played it. You know, Austin played Arven and then Turo. You know, Austin hasn't really like set up or played a lot of great supporters yet either. So I'm sure Austin probably doesn't even care if he gets Iona to 4 more cards. Like frankly, right? Because that's like a draw supporter for him. He's got a Buddy Poffin. And searching out Charmander and Pidgey now. Would love to get Pidgeot EX online, so you have access to quick search. That would be huge for his board states. Austin does have the knowledge that Dylan grabbed Iona. I mean, Austin knows that Dylan's only card in hand is Iona. He knows that. So you can kind of play accordingly. Austin did search, or Dylan did search out that Iona off of Jewel Seeker. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a Boss's Orders knockout. Is that even what you want to do, though? Like, I guess. It feels bad to 2-hit KO as Charizard. But are you going to go and take a single prize, really? That also feels kind of bad. Having no Charmeleon in play does make it so that Austin kind of has to find another rare candy. Doesn't feel great. And if this active Charizard does go down, things could get sketchy. So Austin does have the potential to use TM Evo. I actually don't hate it if Austin uses TM Evo this turn. Just to like take a turn to establish a better board. It's like you TM Evo or you're swinging into a Flareon. And I like this call from Austin. I think this is really heads up. Just use TM Evo. You know, use TM Evo. Go get yourself Charmeleon. Go get yourself Pidgeotto, right? Set yourself up for success. You're already like very ahead in this game. And you know that Dylan's only card in hand is Iona, right? So, unfortunately, did not have the Charmeleon in deck to search off the TM Evo, but still his board state is better with the Pidgeotto in play. And there is a very real possibility that Dylan does not find the energy he needs to knock out this Charizard. Like an extremely real possibility. Because he discarded the water. He searched out the water with Crispin and then discarded it. So now he would have had to find another Night Stretcher because he just used a Night Stretcher and he didn't find it. So now he's in another really weird position, right? Because he doesn't have the energy he needs to launch this attack. He does have Fed. Does he have... He has Pekarunt? And it's just going to swing for another 130 damage. And I have to say, yeah, this is really setting Austin up for... a commanding win, I would say. Allowing him to just have that kind of free turn to use TM Evo and a 3-hit KO from Flareon on this Charizard. Is certainly not what not what the doctor ordered. It looks like Austin is mulling over a Brock Scouting and an Ultra Ball. So he's got Brock Scouting, which he could use to just go get Pidgeot. Or he could Ultra Ball to go get Pidgeot and play a different supporter. And it looks like he's going to opt for Brock Scouting, which I think is fine. And then you kind of just use Brock Scouting for Pidgeot. Pidgeot, go search for rare candy. Or Chi-Yu. We're getting Chi-Yu. What are we looking at over here? Chi-Yu, Pidgey. Oh, we're getting 2 Pokemon. I just assumed that Austin was going to be using Brock's Scouting for Pidgeot, and then would use Pidgeot to set up a second Charizard. But so long as Austin is working towards that Pidgeot, I think it's fine. He does have Ultra Ball in hand, I think, so yeah, and then we'll Ultra Ball away. I think this is fine. This is like... This is suitable. And I think Austin says, like, okay, I want to weave in this Chi-Yu. So I'm going to use Brock's Scouting to go get 2 Pokemon out of the deck so that I can promote this Chi-Yu. It's not like the most urgent card to get into play right now, since Pidgeot EX does have free retreat, so it doesn't, like, really matter. Oh, okay, Austin already had the Charizard in play. So now I understand this line. I did not see the Charizard EX hiding in his hand. So now I see it. Yep. He's basically getting Chi-Yu into play and setting up the second Charizard, which is exactly what he wants to do. The play I really wanted to see Austin make this turn was get that Charizard into play. I do think that it is a little funny to play your hand down to 0, but I understand why Austin is attaching that fire energy to the Chi-Yu. It's because he doesn't have enough fire energy in deck to accelerate to the Chi-Yu with the effect of Infernal Rain. So in order to attack with Chi-Yu next turn, he is going to have to double attach over the next 2 turns. So it makes sense. I mean, typically you would want to you'd want to save that extra card in your hand. If it's not consequential to play it, you'd want to save that 1 card in your hand just so that you're not revealing your entire, hand to your opponent. When you play yourself down to a 0-card hand, your opponent knows, like, basically what your options are, as you can, like, top deck a card, and then you can quick search for a card. Well, Dylan is using Ultra Ball. And I was looking at Leafeon. Now, he's going to have to pick up the pace if these players don't want to tie round 1. It's not the most exciting way to end round 1 at League Night with a tie. In Standard, a standard game of Pokemon should never take longer than 30 minutes. Never. All right, Dylan's got Ultra Ball for Leafeon. I may have Mew EX in hand. It would be an okay time to drop Mew EX if you wanted to. As there's already a damaged Flareon in play, so that's fine. And Psychic Energy to the Mew? No way. I mean, sure, Mew can technically one-hit KO Charizard. We got Restart for 3, Crispin Draw, and a Nest Ball. Nest Ball, go search out a basic Pokemon. We got Pheasantipity EX joining the crew. And that is now 8 Pokemon in play because of the Area 0 underdepths. And Dylan has a Crispin in hand, but I'm not sure that he has any energy in deck. Pretty sure he's fresh out. And Flareon going to complete the 3-hit KO on Charizard. And here we go. Dylan is on the board. 2 prizes taken. And Austin can flip the script. Now, apparently, Pokemon has made a proper announcement that the new +1 ruling is not going to go into effect until September, so these players will still have +3 turns at the end of time, if time expires. But still, if I'm Austin, trying to move things along here, as he should be able to do. I do think that this game should just be a 2 more turn game for Austin. It should be clear knockouts on the Flareon. Or maybe we're going Chi-Yu knockout Leafeon, baby. Let's go. Chi-Yu getting in there, dude. I got to pull up my GLC cards for this one. Holy smokes. Mega Fire of Envy. I do think that this play is like a little unnecessary from Austin. You waste a boss's orders. He probably wins regardless, like almost no matter what. I really don't think that there's any route that Dylan can pull. Maybe this was the best play. I'm just thinking with time expiring, Austin could have just taken the clear one-hit KO on the active, right? Because with time getting close to expiring, if Austin just uses Charizard and takes a knockout, it looks like Dylan is going to scoop. That's it. All right. Round number 1 is in the books. Austin taking it with Charizard, taking down Dylan Ryan with the Evolutions deck in our first round of Full Grip Games League Night. Small night tonight, just 11 players in the house, so that's $110 of store credits for top finishers. Last week, while I was on vacation, apparently we had 30 players for our standard league nights. Just like 30 just for a league night, not even like a league challenge or anything. We had 30 players last week for just standard league, which is pretty cool. It's always exciting. Players always get really excited to show up and play when it's the beginning of a new season. I feel like there's always a lot of excitement as players kind of flirt with the idea of maybe potentially getting a Worlds invitation. That usually drives attendance a lot. I've seen some posts like, 50, 70 player league cups and things like that. It's always so cool to see players so excited about the game at the beginning of the season. The 2026 World Championship qualification chase is underway now, as players are earning championship points that will help them to qualify potentially for the 2026 World Championships. And how exciting is that? Is anybody able to get a pre-order for Mega Evolution through the Pokemon Center? Anybody go for that? I was streaming during it. Natalie was unable to snag one. Apparently the website kept saying, like an error. She kept getting an error when trying to check out or something. See what we got. Pre-orders went up for Mega Evolution. McDonald's distributing Pokemon cards in Japan. How cute is that? There's a burger. Tony Poke says, the first league challenge of Full Grip Games was the first ever 6-round league challenge I ever played in. Not to toot my own horn, But I'm about to start tooting. Back in 2013, the first tournament that I ever won was a 77-player battle road that took place in the Arby's in Cuyahoga Falls. Like the one over on Graham Road. It was the first tournament that I ever won, 2013. That was before I lived here. I used to live in Meadville, Pennsylvania. And I drove out to Akron to play at a battle road at an Arby's. 77 players. God, I wish there were pictures of that. It was insanity. Back when the rocks were still soft. Yeah. Tony, I'm intimately familiar with that Arby's. Anybody who played Pokemon in like the greater Akron area from 2010 to like 2015 is probably intimately familiar with that Arby's. Yeah. Was that with Mikey? Absolutely, yes. Mikey and AJ Schumacher. Yeah, it was incredible. Thank you, DTJ Laws, for the sub in 57 months. Appreciate it. Yeah, that was hype, honestly. Crazy. 77-player battle road in an Arby's. Beef and cheddar said $3 packs for Mikey. This is cute though. I like, but what is this? What is this? Is this succotash? What is this? Is that what it is when it's like lima beans and corn and carrots? Like, dude, they do not serve that at McDonald's, bro. This is how my 10-month-old son reaches for food that's not his on the dinner table. And you can tell that this food is not for Pikachu. Pikachu's trying to steal it. He's trying to cop it because the silverware is facing the wrong way. It's a good thing this card isn't like a full art or anything, or else it would probably be really difficult to get a hold of it. That's all we got. Mega Absol EX, Mega Mawile EX. Acerola's Mischief, all been revealed. Mega Absol EX. Doom Period. Dark and a colorless. If your opponent's active Pokemon has exactly 6 damage counters on it, that Pokemon's knocked out. Those kinds of attacks are terrible. For 2 dark and a colorless. Cruel Claw. 200 damage. Your opponent reveals their hand. Discard a card and you find there. Alright, so like, could be used in controlled decks, but that 3 energy cost for that, you know, compare that to a card like Luxray. In a control deck, you really don't want to give up 3 prizes. 280 hit points, I mean, yeah. But yeah, Luxray V was much better at this. You know, you're doing 200 damage, but still, that's just more energy than you want to get onto the Pokemon in order to launch the attack. If you're doing a control strategy, and that's the thing. It's the same thing with like the Hydreigon EX. I think the control, while also trying to like attack Pokemon, like Hydreigon EX, trying to discard while also, it's like, I'm kind of trying to mill and I'm kind of trying to disrupt you. I don't really believe in those kinds of strategies at all. I understand there's people who really like Mega Absol, but like, I'm not sold on that. Greedily Devour, 80 damage for each prize card you have taken. All right, so if you've taken 4 prizes, you're going to be doing 320 damage. And then Big Bite, 260. If your opponent's active Pokemon already has any damage counters on it, it only does 30 instead. That card actually seems like it has potential. It's not bad. I mean, its ability to do like 320 damage at the end of the game is kind of nuts. All right, we got round number 2. Coming at you, folks. Let's hop to it, see who we got. Round 2 of 4 here tonight at Full Grip Games. Who's out there fully gripping their games right now? These folks here are. That's for sure. What's up, Miko? With a tier 3 sub and the 63 months. Hope you and the family are doing well, Miko. I appreciate the love. Thank you. All right, on the left, we've got Fran the Franimal. And we've got Joquin. Is that how you say that name? Joquin. Amador on the right. Joquin. Correct me if I'm not saying that correctly, please. Round number 2, 30 minutes on the clock. All right. I will show you how it's spelled right here. Is it Joaquin? Thank you. Oh, like Joaquin Phoenix. Yup, you got it. It is. You're correct, Joaquin. Thank you. See, I knew I was being ignorant there. Sweet. All right, we've got Fran Steigar on the left versus Joaquin Amador on the right. In round number 2 of 4 here at Full Grip Games League Nights. And let's see what we've got going on. Wow, Joaquin has got the Iron Valiant in the active? Holy moly. Iron Valiant. Do I even have this card on my overlay? I've got it somewhere on my computer, surely. Please, Iron Valiant. Oh, yeah, we got Iron Valiant here. Yes. Yes, sir. Look at that. Tachyon Bits. When you move it from the bench to the active spots, place 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Looks like Fran is playing my favorite deck, Raging Bolts. Don't you just love the character development? Folks, I used to be a huge Raging Bolt hater, but now I think it's just the best. What a broken deck. Raging Bolt, what's not to love? You knock things out in one hit. You never have to place any damage counters. You just shred everything to pieces. It's a basic Pokemon with 240 hit points. And you get to play the Owls, which are just completely broken. Looks like Fran is going to start things off strong with a turn 1 Fang Call. You love to do that when you're playing the Owls. And then we'll retreat into Ditto and use that transformative start ability to go transform into something else. And I suspect it's going to be a Raging Bolt. Not the one I was expecting. It's Raging Bolt miniature version. I like to lead Raging Bolt if I can get an energy attached to it turn 1 going first. But if I can't get an energy attached to Raging Bolt turn 1 going first, I don't really like to put it into the active spot like this. Because at most, you can do 60 to a Pokemon next turn. But Fran is able to get that lightning energy attached to it, so that's cool. Being able to threaten 90 snipe on turn 2 is very strong. I am not familiar with what kind of deck Joaquin is playing. Oh my god, that's a Dusk Ball. All right, you look at the bottom 7 cards of your deck. All right, and wait for it. You take a Pokemon you find there and put it into your hand. And we've got... Holy cow. And third time's a charm, we've got Pekarunt. Thank you, Stevie B, over on Twitch for the sub and the 42 months. Thanks, Stevie. Appreciate the support. Duskball. Can we get some Duskball hype in the chat, folks? That is a Tricky Jim stream first Duskball. I have never seen Duskball played in a Pokemon TCG tournament. So that's pretty exciting. And that's crazy for sure. And then we've got La Bamba, okay, the Team Rocket's bomb. You flip a coin. If heads, 2 damage counters to one of your opponent's Pokemon. If tails, 2 damage counters to one of your Pokemon. And it looks like Joaquin will place 2 damage counters onto his own Iron Valiants. We've got another Duskball. Okay. Here we go. What do we get off Duskball number 2? It's going to be, and would you look at that? Probably the next Pokemon that Joaquin wanted. All right. The Brute Bonnet. Poison Fellow. Brutus Bonus is in play. Brute Bonnet can poison the opponent's active Pokemon with its Toxic Powder ability. Just needs a tool attached to it, and that's what we've got here. And then Pokegear. Look at the top 7 cards of the deck. Lots of looking at the top 7 or bottom 7. And heck yeah, dude, we've got Carmine now. Is this just a donk deck? Like, is that what's going on? Switch into Brute. Toxic Powder. And Brute Bonnet cannot be poisoned, so now Fran's active becomes poison. There's definitely poison markers over there. Definitely. Thank you. Great. Jet Energy, Tachyon Bits. All right. Doing it again. And then Carmine can discard, draw 5. All right, there is a Blood Moon Ursaluna, Poisonous Jungle, another Duskball. That is 3 Duskballs played. So we get to look at the bottom 7 again. Go Fish, no Pokemon. Okay, so there is Ursaluna in here. And then switch, we can put the Pekarunt into the active spot. I mean, like, you know? And there's another Carmine in hand. All right, so pass. Pekarunt in the active spot. Going to place additional poison damage because of the Pekarunt and the Poisonous Jungle. Pekarunt has the Toxic Subjugation ability. As long as this Pokemon is in the active spot, put 5 more damage counters on your opponent's poison Pokemon during Pokemon checkup. So, you poison. It's 5 more damage counters. So that's 6 damage counters. And then with Poisonous Jungle, 7, 8. That's 8 damage counters. So why is there 100 damage on the Raging Bolt? The bomb hit Joaquin's own Pokemon, right? Should it just be 8 damage counters? I don't want to call down if I'm wrong, but Oh, the Valiant switch. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. So, yeah, with the Valiant Tachyon bits. Okay, here we are. Tachyon bits, toxic subjugation. There's a lot of residual damage piling up here. And let's see what Fran has got to respond. Jewel Seeker. And this is my beef with Fran going with the Baby Bolt as the lead is that I don't really know that Fran knew exactly what Joaquin was playing. Maybe Fran did know. But I mean, I guess only giving up a single prize is maybe this is the ideal. Maybe Baby Bolt is the ideal lead, right? Because Baby Bolt can just knock out the P.E.K.K.A. Runt, take a single prize there, sure. Yeah, it's weird, right? Because there's not like a lot of little Pokemon to pick off with the Raging Bolt. So I'm not sure that Baby Bolt feels super good here. Is it Pecharunt? I don't know. I've heard it said P.E.K.K.A. Runt. I've heard it said Pecharunt. Is it Pecharunt? I'll start saying Pecharunt. That's fine. Dragon Headbutt's coming in, probably. I have to imagine. Knock out the Pecharunt. And Fran is on the board with a singular prize card. Let's go. And Fran's got to take her prize card. So, let's hope she remembers that. And Joaquin's got... And with the stadium counter and like no backup Pecharunt to promote, yeah. I mean, Fran only took an additional 10 damage from the poison coming back, right? And it would have been very good if Joaquin could have gotten the knockout with poison, but I think this is literally just a poison donk deck, right? Is that what we're seeing here? Is this a poison donk deck that's being forced to play more than one turn? That's pretty crazy. And Joaquin just has to pass. Yeah. Not ideal for Joaquin. As Fran gets a Raging Bolt EX into play. The weird thing here is that Thunderburst Storm and Dragon Headbutt don't really do anything at this point. Right? I guess if you could get another couple energy onto this Raging Bolt, you could Thunderburst Storm and knock out the bench. Well, you can knock out P.E.K.K.A. Runt now, right? Yeah, actually. Yeah, just go knock out the Pecharunt now. It's only got 80 hit points. Yeah, you're chilling. You're chilling. Yeah, I don't even think Fran needs to go all out with like a gust play or whatever. But the energy switch? Okay. Fran sees blood. She's going in. I think, honestly, just a Thunderburst Storm to knock out the opponent's Pecharunt is probably fine. You could save yourself a Jewel Seeker by doing that. Save the Jewel Seeker for later. But it looks like Fran's got her eye on a 2-prize take, so she's going to be targeting down one of those Pokemon EX on Joaquin's bench. Gonna bring up the Valiant, the 2 damage counters on it. We'll bring up Raging Bolt EX into the active spots. Then it's got Energy Switch, Turn Attach. Just got Energy Switch the fighting off of the bench Raging Bolts. And whapow! Just like that. Bellowing Thunder knockouts. For 2 more prizes. And has to discard 3 energy for the KO. Fran's going to go to just 3 prizes remaining. Is it 4 energy? No, it's 3 energy. Yeah. Alright, Fran's going to go down to 3 prizes remaining. And let's see what Joaquin can do about this. Single card in hand, Ultra Ball. So the answer is not much, unfortunately. Can poison, leave Petrarunt in the active spots. But Fran has got card advantage, board state advantage, matchup advantage. Kind of everything. I mean, Joaquin did have the dunk. I mean, Joaquin did do 80 damage turn 1. So if Fran happened to open a Pokemon with 80 hit points or less, Joaquin was going to win that game. Bringing a donk deck to League Night, it's a bold move. Kind of banking on going first. I wonder if Joaquin went first game 1 of League Night tonight. I have to imagine that he did. Fran's got Crispin. Get some more energy into play. Take another single prize knockout. 100 damage turn 1. That's true. That's true. 100 turn 1. So, yeah, Joaquin could have knocked out something with 100 hit points or less. And I have to imagine it's going to be a Bellowing Thunder for KO. And with no backup Petrarunt, means that this Raging Bolt is only going to be taking 20 damage from poison. Fran, where's your poison marker? Fran, where's your poison marker? Let's be professional. Come on. That'll do. Thank you. Okay, I'm getting a hard time over here. All right, more poison damage. Fran only had 2 prizes left, but I do not suspect that it is going to be enough as Fran continues to pile more energy into play. Teal Mask, Ogre Pawn, Teal Dance, Turo Scenario. I mean, like, yeah, just play Turo. Pick something up. Sure, why not? At this point, it doesn't even matter. You just pick up an owl just to be able to use it again next turn. You don't really need anything. I would have probably used Turo Scenario on the owl, but this works too. As long as Fran's got the energy to be able to attack. And with Night Stretcher, she does. And then Teal Mask Ogre Pawn gonna take a knockout. As Fran improves to just a single prize card remaining. And you know what? This is why I wanted Fran to use Turo Scenario on the That's why I wanted Fran to use Turo Scenario on the owl, right? Because like Joaquin is taking a prize here with the Blood Moon Ursaluda. It's taking a big knockout, so I think I would have preferred to see Fran have those options available with the Noctowl. Because things can start to get really sketchy here. Now, she does have Sada, so that should be it if she can find another. And she does have to find another grass, though. 210's not enough. Has to find a grass and would have to find access to Teal Mask. There's Teal Mask. If there's a grass in deck, this game is over. Here's the Earthen Vessel. Discard Blood Moon. Is there a grass? Is there a grass? Oh! Things are about to get interesting! Fran, you should have used Turo on the owl. You should have used Turo on the owl, Fran. You should have. You should have used Turo on the owl. I was saying it. This is how you lose. This is how you lose. And you just discarded your own bear. which it's not the card you want to discard because Joaquin's probably going to 2 prizes remaining next turn. Could Joaquin do the insane shake and bake maneuver to mount this comeback? Literally any other discard in hand, the bear needed to not be the card to go. And now Fran does not have any bench space either. So can't bench like anything else. Can't bench Fez. Draw more cards. So you just gotta like swing. You gotta swing, right? You gotta swing for 210 and then hope that Fan wrote him. Hope that Fan wrote him can like finish the deed, right? That's what we're hoping. You have to swing for 210. These energy are here. You went for it. You got to swing for 210. You cannot pass. You better swing for 210, Fran. The burst roar! Holy smokes! The burst roar! All right. Things are getting really interesting here, folks. Really, really interesting. Joaquin sees an opening. Okay. Retreat. Tachyon Bits. That Raging Bolt is now at KO level if the charm gets turned off. Rocket Bomb, that's 20 more damage to Joaquin's own Pokemon. You do have to place the 2 damage counters. You got to put 2 damage counters on your own guy with the bomb, right? Free retreat, Blood Moon, knockout, boom. Just like that, 2 prizes remaining. Free attack on Blood Moon, Ursaluna. Holy smokes. Fran. What is going on, Fran? What is going on? Now imagine if you'd swung for 210. If you had swung for 210, Fan Rotom just needs an energy. That's game. I don't think it was a double retreat. I think one of the Pokemon used a Jet energy. It's Jet, right? It was Jet, then retreat. Alright, so we got Sada's Vitality. Draw 3. Holy cow. Dude, it's happening, guys. It's happening. Oh my. But Fran only needs a single prize remaining. Joaquin is so close to sealing the deal. But I highly doubt that Joaquin's deck plays any boss's orders or anything. Absolutely not. Fran's Raging Bolt has... Poisonous Jungle's not going to help. Joaquin is so close. You can see him furiously shuffling through his cards, looking to see, is there any out here? Ultra Ball, no Ace-Spec played, no nothing really. Yeah, not a lot of outs here in this hand. It's like the best thing that Joaquin can do is just leave the fattest guy in the active and hope that it doesn't get knocked out. Okay, we got another Iron Valiant down. Retreat into Iron Valiants. Tachyon Bits. 2 on to, that's 180 damage. And it's knocked out, right? It's knocked out. If Joaquin draws a switch off the prize, he wins. Was it a switch? No! It's a brute bonnet! No! He just has to pass. Can Fran seal it up? Oh my god. Double bolts. I think Fran has a... But Fran has no energy left in deck, right? Keep this in mind. I think she has to draw the stretcher off the Sada. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's no energy left in deck. So, like, still a very losable game state. That or has to find... Let's see, does Iron Valiant have 220 or 210? Anyways, let's see. All right, Sada, 3. Sada, boss. That's Ultra Ball. No stretcher. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, chat. Valiant has 220? Oh my. So not only does she need an extra energy, she needs a way to retreat. And Joaquin has game on board. All he needs to do is retreat into Blood Moon and it's game. Unbelievable. Joaquin running it all the way back. The 6-1 comeback. As Fran is unable to piece together the final knockout she needs to win the game. Expended too many resources. And there's a lot of things you can point to here. I think if Fran just uses the Turo scenario on the Noctowl instead of the Roaring Moon, it was way too greedy. It was way too greedy to make that play to try and deny a knockout. And that is it. Joaquin is your round 2 winner. With the comeback of the century. Absolutely incredible. Wow. Just an insane win from Joaquin there. The 1-6 prize comeback. Not something you see every day, folks. Not something you see every day. Wow. Phew. The donk deck. That's why you don't scoop. The donk deck. I have seen my fair share of Blood Moon sweeps. I have. I mean, it happens, right? There are whole control decks that that try to set this up as their game plan. Blood Moon Ursaluna is a heck of a card. That card has got 260 hit points, does 240 damage. Now, Donk could win League Night. I'm full on rooting for Donk. I never thought I'd say this, but I am rooting for the Donk deck. Are you not moved, chatters? Are you not inspired? Do you not now want to see the Donk deck win? Because I sure do. I think it'd be a great story if it did. We'll have to see. Dang, dude. Donk deck, running it back. Now, if Joaquin just goes first the next 2 games, dreams can come true, folks. Well, let's see who we've got for round number 3. Okay, this is Joaquin's brother. Cool, we got Sebastian now. Nice. And Ben Peacock. Both these players are 1-1. Now I have to say, folks, now that I know what Joaquin is playing, like I feel like we have to keep tabs on whether or not Joaquin donks. So we could just like zoom in on his table. He's played against Austin Charles with Charizard. We have to see it. Like, this is the game I want to see. Did Joaquin win the flip? You think he won the flip? God, I have to know. I swear we'll watch this game too, all right? But this game, if all things go right, this game should not take very long. Because Austin could open Charmander, like, certainly. Now, this looks to me like Joaquin is walking through his last game. Probably. Yeah, it looks to me like they're probably talking about the previous game. I'd have to imagine that. Come on, who's going first? Who's going first, dude? Round number 3 almost underway. I need to know if Joaquin is going to donk this game. I also need to know if Joaquin donked game 1. I have to go down and figure all this out. All right. Round number 3 is underway here at Full Grip Games. Our feature match has been Peacock versus Sebastian Amador. But I'm also curious. It looks like Austin Charles is going first. Okay, so no donk from Joaquin, unfortunately. And Austin was able to get a bunch of Pokemon into play. So it's quite possible that the donk dreams are over for winning League Night, as all Austin has to do is not lose. It looks like Ben is playing Gardevoir. It's got a pretty solid turn 1. And is using Buddy Buddy Poffin to go get a Ralts and a Drifloon onto the bench. Going to be interesting to see how players adapt to the game with the new Jellicent DX coming out in the Black Bolt and White Flare expansions. Jellicent DX has got an ability, makes it so your opponent can't put any tool cards on their Pokemon or play any item cards from their hand, so long as it is in the active spot. And it can do 160 damage, so not a bad attacker either. And it's fat. It's got like a lot of HP. Grimmsnarl. I feel like it's been a little while since we've seen Grimmsnarl. Heck yeah, dude. Guardy versus Grimmsnarl. We'll see how Sebastian is able to navigate this. If he's able to get the Grimmies out into play. It's got Monkey Dory in the active spot, TM Evo, and an Iono. And it's going to be looking for an energy. Does find one. Can he find another Pokemon to put onto the bench? Yes? Is that a basic there? Does have the Spikemuth gym. We can use Spikemuth to go get another Impidimp, and this is a pretty ideal turn 1 from Sebastian in a matchup that is a favorable matchup as well. So off the TM Evo can go get Morgrim and Frostlass. And Frostlass will ping 1 damage counter on to the Monkey Dory with its Freezing Shroud ability. During Pokemon Checkup, you place 1 damage counter on each Pokemon that has an ability, both yours and your opponent's, except for any Frostlass. We'll see if Ben is able to overcome this type disadvantage and take the win. It's going to be tough. Gardevoir EX is weak to darkness type. That means that Marnie's Grimmsnarl going to be one-shotting it with that Shadow Bullet attack. And then also potentially placing 3 more damage counters on the bench, which can really rack up with Monkey Dory pings. It looks like Ben has got an Arven this turn. Gardevoir was able to win the North American International Championships, even with Grimmsnarl heavily present at the event. So there is certainly a route, and it's going to be whether or not Ben kind of knows this matchup well enough to be able to navigate it carefully and take the win. Shaman there is probably going to be quite helpful at preventing those damage counters from being placed with the Marnie's Grimmsnarl, the Shadow Bullet, preventing the bench damage, excuse me. And then Monkey Dory, going to use TM Evo as well and get a few more evolutions online. It does look like Ben is going straight for Gardevoir EX. Now, I'm not going to lie, this seems like kind of a risky way to start things out as the Gardevoir deck. Getting the Gardevoir into play right away. You've got Monkey Dory in the active, but you only have 1 in play. The Drifloon is not like an ideal Pokemon to have in play right now either. It just seems like this could get ugly very fast for Ben. As his Pokemon are going to be racking up damage counters from Freezing Shroud, but then Monkey Dory is in the line of fire right now, so Ben won't be able to move all of those damage counters over, and really, you want to be able to out-monkey your opponent, if possible. And we see that Sebastian is already hugely favored as far as the Monkey Wars are concerned. You know, we're all very concerned about the Monkey Wars. Adrenabrain moves some more damage counters over to the Shaman, and here's a retreat. Marnie's Grimmsnarl Shadow Bullets. With the boss's orders! Oh, God, Ben! Oh, Ben! Oh, my... And Shadow Bullet is just going to absolutely vanquish that Gardevoir EX. And this is why I said that that was a very risky lead there. Yeah, very risky decision from Ben to evolve straight up into Gardevoir EX. Yeah, this does not seem like it is going to bode well for Ben at all. Does have a Darkness Energy, can confuse Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Marnie's Grimmsnarl does have a retreat cost of 2. And Research. It's looking like it's going to be a Mind Bend angle from Ben, but with double Monkey already in play for Sebastian, Mind Bend's 60 damage is going to get bounced right back to Ben's board. This seems, I hate to write a deck off, but I mean this seems like unwinnable at this point. All right, let's check in on the other Amador real quick. All right, Austin's got Pidgeot up. But Joaquin does not seem to be folding, so there's still hope. Ben's got Ultra Ball. And like, yeah, I mean, if you mind, Ben, that's 60 damage coming right back to you. It just feels so bad. Feels so bad, dude. And then with Artisan, Sebastian could just go get another Monkey Dory. Oh my goodness. Oh, the damage just racks up so fast. It's ridiculous. I don't really think there's any like feel good plays that Ben can make. Like secret box draw here, does it even help? Does it even like what are we getting, right? What's the master plan? You don't have enough monkeys in play. You're down 2 prizes on turn 2. Bravery Charm, Night Stretcher. And even if Ben does something crazy, like takes a big one-hit KO with Drifloon or something, it's still going to have barely any HP left, and Sebastian will just be able to clean it up with the Monkey Dory and then move on to take a different prize, right? So I think this is what Ben's eyeing up. Like, can I just swing in with like the world's biggest Drifloon? Like I said, like that doesn't even feel good because you're leaving your Drifloon with so little HP remaining. But here we go. All right. I suspect we're going to be balloon blasting. The Drifloon does need 5 energy on it to take the KO. It needs to be able to do 300 damage. Well, I guess with the Monkey Dory, you only need with 4 energy, you're doing what, 80? No, 5. This seems like the math was wrong. Yeah, I don't think you should monkey, but I guess maybe he's monkeying the active just to like not give his opponent more. Okay, I get that. He's using the monkey onto the active so that he doesn't put extra damage counters on Sebastian's board, because Sebastian will just bounce all the damage counters back over, right? So like that's what's happened. I was like trying to do the math. I'm like, you don't need to do this. Okay, but I get it. It's because Ben doesn't want to give the extra damage counters to Sebastian. So Ben is basically like sending the damage counters away by putting them on the Grimmsnarl before knocking them out, right? So now the Drifloon has got 100 damage counters on it. Blech, excuse me. 100 damage on it. 100 damage counters. It's like 1,000 damage. It's got 100 damage on it, and will very easily get cleared by some Adrenabrain usage. It's got 130 HP, and that's why Ben didn't move those extra damage counters to one of Sebastian's bench Pokemon, right? Because then he would be able to very easily do the thing. All right, so we've got a Marnie's Grimmsnarl research. Double Monkey. The Double Monkey can make it happen. It's not pretty, right? Because you double Adrenabrain to the active, take the knockout. Actually, no, you only need to Adrenabrain once. Yeah. No, I'm tripping. Drifloon's got 20 hit points left, so. Yep, so it is pretty. You just move one of those 2 damage counters to the Drifloon, take a knockout, and then take another knockout on whatever else gets promoted. It's brilliant. So here comes Adrenabrain number 1. And it's going to go to the Drifloon, take the KO. Prize take. And now Ben has to promote a new Pokemon. Who's it going to be? Ralts, I guess. Offer up another single prize. Shaman? Seems fine. Right? Because the Shaman probably will get knocked out from damage counters. Eventually, so might as well sack it now. Ultra Ball coming down from Sebastian. And we'll go get another Marnie's Grimmsnarl. Looks like he's probably got a rare candy in hand to just instantly evolve that up. One more look. It's over! Have to imagine that Austin won that. But I don't know. And Marnie's Grimmsnarl going to take another knockout. Shadow Bullets. Sebastian down to just 2 prize cards remaining. And let's see what Ben has got cooked up for this turn. Is there anything he can do to stay in this game? If Ben, if Ben can knock out this... If Ben can knock out this Grimmsnarl with... If Ben can knock out this Grimmsnarl... Oh yeah, Shaman only blocks damage to non-EXs, so you could put 30 damage on either the Fez or the Guardy. It's true. Could have been a missed opportunity there, for sure. And Drifloon is back. So, I mean, I guess if Ben's got another Bravery Charm in deck, we could see another huge Drifloon knockout. I mean, it's possible. No charm off this draw, though. We got to flip the script. Okay, so 3 more cards. Still no charm. We do have another monkey off Artisan, so now a 2-monkey board state. But again, if you actually go in and use the Mind Bend attack, you're just giving Sebastian 6 damage counters to throw back onto your board, which doesn't feel great. Got Stretcher, another Darkness. Okay, so we've got a double monkey versus double monkey board. And Ben can take a knockout on Shaman. Right? No? Well, it will get knocked out, yes. Between turns. From Frostlass. It looks like we are going to see a Mind Bend. And then the Shaman goes down. Bend down to just 3 prizes remaining. Now the game is getting a little bit more interesting. As the Marnie's Grimmsnarl is confused in the active spots. All right, let's see what Sebastian can do here. I think the Monkey Dory in the active should be at 4, not 3, or 4, not 5. It had 3 on it, is what I'm hearing. Yeah, that looks right. Okay, Super Raw gonna chuck Shaman, Morgrim, Darkness back into the deck. Artisan, go get Shaman back. Spikemuth, Jim can counter the Artisan, go get the Morgrim. Start getting that thing evolved up. So, yep, here's Morgrim off the Spikemuth Jim. And I wonder if you're Sebastian, you just go for it. Just flip your coin, right? I think you just go for it, 100%. Yeah, I'm flipping. You guys flipping here? I'm flipping here. You could go for win, move all 6 damage counters to the active Monkey Dory. Because the monkey is going to take 10 between turns. So move all 6 to the monkey. No, it can't be the monkey. You have to move all 6 to... Because you're not... I'm trolling. Because you're knocking out the monkey with Shadow Bullet. You move all 6 to Ralts. And then you Shadow Bullet from game. Because you got the 30 damage. I forgot the Shaman's gone. Yeah. So you move all 6 to Ralts. Or Drifloon, whatever. Would have probably preferred Ralts. Well, I guess Drifloon can't... Well... Yeah, go for it. This is for game, folks. And it's a Tails! Oh! Yep. So no win this turn. The win is denied. You got to go for it. Everybody's taken 10 from Freezing Shroud. But now Ben has got double monkey, right? And now Ben can win. I think Ben can actually win the game now. Like, this is crazy, but Ben could win this. Right? Just needs to go get Bravery Charm, double monkey. I think Ben just wins, right? He's got it. Yeah, you retreat, Bravery Charm. Yup, double monkey to the Shaman. Knock it out. That's game. Ben Peacock wins it all with Drifloon. Oh my God, he found the route. And just like that, Drifloon carries Ben to a round win in round number 3. Absolutely insane. Wow. I mean, just the monkeys there were crazy. Ben was like, at the end of the game, it felt like Ben was activating and using his monkeys better. as he was able to just... Gosh, it all came down to a coin flip too, right? I am super zoomed in here. Yeah, I really think that Sebastian needed to not bench the Shaman. The Shaman ended up really losing him that game, as it was able to get knocked out from monkey damage twice. So, yeah, I think that that was a grave mistake and is what ended up sealing Sebastian's fate and allowed Ben to take the win. I have to know if Joaquin won his game. I'm asking Heather right now. If Joaquin won. That'd be crazy. All right, what's the hot pull out of Black Bolt, folks? We're opening Black Bolt tomorrow. Tomorrow at noon. I'm going to go live. I'm going to open Black Bolt. What's the hot hits? We got some product here courtesy of the Pokemon Company International, gifted by the Pokemon Company International. Huge thanks to the Pokemon Company International. What do we want out of our Black Bolts? The Zekrom Monochrome? Zekrom the Zekrom EX Monochrome Edition? Yeah, that's got to be the hit, right? It's got to be. The balloon? I don't know about the balloon. Black Bolt set list. All right, let's see. Card lists. Black Bolt and White Flare English set guides. Okay, let's see. I just want to know, like, what cards are in what sets. Okay, I think I've got it here. Justin Basil. Coming in clutch. No, see, like, is it okay? Yeah, this is White Flare down here. Okay. I see. You can get N. You can get this lady. You can get Genesect. You can get the eel. Dang, look at all these art rares, dude. What the heck, man? All right, this is my dream. This is my chase card right here. For tomorrow. These two. Gotta have. Dude, he's nice. He's real nice. Some really nice art rares in this set. For sure. Oh, yeah, you know I'm chasing this card, dude. Simipour? My goat. Everybody loves Simipour. Everybody loves the monkeys. He's nice. Haxorus is kind of nuts. Yeah, that card looks cool. There's train tracks. Train tracks make everything cooler. Shoy! Alright, this card's crazy, dude. This gotta be the coolest card. Look at that. Genesect, fine. Excadrill, fine. Yeah. He's cool too. But the Zekrom, goodness gracious. Alright, the N. That's cool. Yeah, the monochrome Zekrom is monochrome Zekrom. The monochrome Zekrom. Yeah, I'm looking for the monochrome Zekrom. Oh my god. Tepig. I love Emboar so much. I also love Tepig. I also love Pignite. These are the guys I'm missing out on. Oh my god, I love Vanillux. I love Vanillux. These are my first time seeing these guys. I have not seen all these art rares yet. I was on vacation. Alright, Zork. That's pretty cool. It's a nice art rare for Gym Leader Challenge decks. Dang, he's looking cute too. Oh, and you've got the Hilda. Alright, so... Dang, Hilda's got Pignite? Frick, that's cool. Alright, this card is sick, dude. God, it's got a Pignite on it. I'm still happy with my choice. They had you choose Black Bolt or White Flare. I had to choose Black Bolt for my dude Zekrom. But... Because, yeah, pulling that card go crazy. And... Also fantastic. Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. That's a... Now that is a Pokemon card right there. Absolutely. This would be a heck of a set to try and 100%. Yeah, thankfully I'm not, like, hugely black and white pilled. Or else I'd be hurting. This Volcarona's crazy looking. Yeah, this thing's awesome. That's a funny looking card. Camilla with the Carablast. That's pretty dope looking. Why is he always giving the thumbs up? He's just a cool guy. He's hitchhiking. Do you think he's hitchhiking, guys? Is that what he's doing? I think he's hitchhiking. Would you pick up a Simisage on the side of the road? A hitchhiking Simisage? All right, this card is insane. So what's up, Brandon? Congrats, you won League Night. Congratulations, Brandon. What'd you win with? This guy is hitchhiking, right? Raging Bolt, no owls. How'd you feel about the no owls? That's not what I wanted. Looks like Austin Charles. It's his night to lose with Charizard. And Sebastian. It's not Sebastian. Who do we got here? It is Sebastian. Yeah, we got Sebastian back. I thought Sebastian was... How is Sebastian 2-1 if we just watched him lose to Ben Peacock? That's what I want to know. How did Sebastian... Was Sebastian 2-0 last round? You told me he was 1-1 and then he lost. So he... All right, so he must have been 2-0 last round. That's fine. I think he told me they were both 1-1 last round. All good. No worries. Yep, bye. All right. Sebastian's actually 2-1 now. He was 2-0 last round. Heather lied to me. That's okay, though. We forgive her for that. Austin is the only 3-0. So it's his night to lose. And we'll see if Austin can seal the deal on another League Night dub here at Full Grip Games. Round number 4 is underway. Let's get into it. Sebastian going first. Got a couple of Impy Dimp. And a Spike Mooth Gym to help search out more Impy Dimp. It's going to be a Grimmsnarl versus Charizard matchup in our final rounds. Sebastian has an opportunity to play the role of Disruptor here. If he can beat Austin, then the winner of tonight's League Night will come down to Resistance. Resistance is your opponent's win percentages throughout the night. Austin's got a turn 1 Arven, can go and get Buddy Buddy Poffin and TM Evolution. It looks like he's going to use Buddy Buddy Poffin to go get Pidgey and Charmander. And then does he have the energy in hand for TM Evo? Has Artisan, so it's going to really be able to get some Pokemon into play early. And then he's eyeing up another Charmander for sure. And then does Austin have the energy to use TM Evo? I don't know that I saw it, but he is picking out the Pidgeotto and the Charmeleon. So that makes me think, yes, he does. TM Evo to the Charmander, Fire Attach, and we've got an Evolution to evolve up Pidgey and Charmander into Charmeleon and Pidgeotto. It's a very strong start from Austin in our 4th and final round. Sebastian, on the other hand, has got a pair of Morgrem, Artisan to use for himself. Yes, I do know that Austin Charles does have a very active Twitter account. if you're looking to add a Pokemon Yapper to your following list, at AMCharles0, Austin was apparently nominated for Yapper of the Year by a podcast that does like a year-end voting thing. And Sebastian's got a Morgrim in the active with a TM Devo on it, so I might see that get used just to try and slow Austin down a turn. Or could be Itchy Pollen, as we see Badoo making its way onto Sebastian's bench. We've gone all stream without seeing an Itchy Pollen, so, you know? Nah, it's going to be Devo. Okay, so Devolution there from Sebastian. Try to slow Austin down a beat, and we'll see if that pays off. Usually, TM Devo is a card you want to save for later in the game once Pokemon have amassed a lot of damage counters on them, so that you can wreck your opponent's board. Austin's got a Rare Candy in hand, so he can just Ultra Ball and get a Charizard going right now. Is that Charmeleon? The Charmeleon is the one with the ability, right? Hey, guys. The Charmeleon cannot be Devoed, right? Because it has the ability. Yep, so that stays there. Yep. Saved. Thanks, Full Grip Walkie Talkies. We got it. Immersion. Preserved. And Austin's going to play an Ultra Ball. He's got the Rare Candy in hand, so he can just Rare Candy right into Charizard. No problem. Or he could Ultra Ball for Pidgeot. Rare Candy into Pidgeot. But I think we're going to see Austin just go on the offensive. Charizard's looking like a really good play right now, especially with Gabriel Fernandez winning the seniors NAIC with it. One fire in deck. It's a deck that has consistently impressed me. And here comes Charizard. Got an attachment from hand. And Burning Darkness for the knockout. Austin takes the first prize of the game. And I really, don't like that early TM Devo, especially with the Charmeleon that has the ability. I think there are some folks hammering things into my wall behind me. So, excuse the noise. There's apparently some art installations happening. There is a masquerade ball or something happening at the Green Dragon Inn this weekend. And then apparently also a dance rave party happening on Saturday nights. So yeah, all of that going to be happening here at the Green Dragon Inn this weekend. Should be pretty exciting. A Twilight Masquerade? A Masquerade at Twilight? I think so, yes. Sebastian's got Counter Catcher this turn. Bring up Pidgeotto. And research, banking on finding a Grimmsnarl. And does find Secret Box, so will be guaranteed. But also has the Spikemuth Gym. So that's certainly an easier way to get this done. And can go and get Marnie's Grimmsnarl EX. We'll use the Punk Up ability. Get some energy into play. And then Shadow Bullets will take this knockout. And the thing is, do you even want to place the 30 extra damage? Like, you kind of just give Austin the opportunity to bounce it back with Monkey Dory. You could target the Charizard to prevent yourself from doing the extra 30 damage with Shadow Bullet if you wanted to. But Austin, you know, is not going to have his Pidgeot. So, might not be able to find the Darkness Energy for Monkey Dory right away. Certainly a possibility. Austin's got Buddy Buddy Poppin'. And search out another Pokemon. If he wants to, you can get another Pidgey going. You can target the Zard if you want to just throw your 30 damage away, is what I was saying. Yeah, Charizard's a Terra Pokemon, so you can't, like, deal damage to it, but you could still target it. You know, if Austin had a Darkness Energy on the Monkey Dory, then I would say you probably want to do that, right? Because you don't want to fuel Austin's Monkey Dory by placing more damage counters on the bench. But with no Pidgeot, it's not a guarantee that Austin's going to be able to find that Darkness Energy, so I like placing the damage on the Charmander. I think that's a good play. Now, Austin did find Picnic Baskets. And an Ultra Ball. Could Ultra Ball to go get a Charmeleon if you wanted. And he's very much considering the Ultra Ball. He does have, I think, he has the energy in hand that prevents effects of attacks. There we go, Ultra Ball. And does find Charmeleon, so going to be able to give the bench Charmander a little bit of extra HP. And help him in his quest to stream Charizards for the rest of the game. And it's just going to evolve the non-damaged Charmander, and I think that makes sense. Make it so that it, you know, can't be knocked out by a Double Monkey and a Shadow Bullet. Then Charizard EX going to swing in for 180 damage. Or 210, excuse me. With Burning Darkness. Sebastian's got Secret Box now. Has to discard 3 other cards from his hand, but is going to be able to search his deck for one of each trainer card. A tool card, stadium cards, item, and supporter. And he's looking at Boss's Orders. And the boss play could be big. Who are we targeting down? If you target down Fezandipity, you can knock out Fez. Use Monkey. I mean, this could be a 3-prize turn from Sebastian. Yeah, there should be 10 more damage. Oh, there's the 10 more damage. It's on a red die. It's just hard to see, right? Am I tripping? Is it the 210? No, because it's at 200 now. So, oh, 10 to the bench. It should be 210 on the active, 220 with Frostlass, 230 with Frostlass. Yeah, you guys, the Frostlass needs to ping the Grimmsnarl, both of them, and then, right? Because Frostlass, last turn, Freezing Shroud, right? And then, all right.
We did the Frostlass damage on the active. That's why the red dice is a 2, and then he just evolved that Grimmsnarl this turn, so it doesn't have damage on it.
Okay, okay. All right, sounds good. Okay. They only did 180 instead of Zard. But shouldn't Charizard should have done 210 to the active, right? Plus the Frostlasses, so like that is.
I did 180. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right. Something was scuffed, bro. Yeah. Something was scuffed. All right, we got it. All right, so Boss's Orders is going to bring that Fez into the active spot. 180 damage to it, plus the 10. And then the Pidgey is getting targeted down. It's a little bit of a dangerous play. Right, because this Fez is not getting knocked out right now. Because if Austin just has Turo in hand, which I think he does. If Austin has Turo in hand, Sebastian is like super punished for this line. No, I don't see it. I don't think I see a Turo there, right? No. What is that supporter in the hands? But yeah, if Austin had Turo here, that'd be pretty nuts. We got Monkey Dory online now. So, Adrenabrain. I think it is Turo, right? Am I tripping? I'm pretty sure it's a Turo there. I told you, bro. I told you. Yeah. And now Sebastian is getting super punished for that line. I really didn't like leaving I did not like leaving that Fez with like just a little bit of damage left. I think you just use the monkey to clean knock out the Fez. And it was super greedy to try and chase down the Pidgey. I understand why he did it. And now you just give Austin a free prize with Monkey Dory being able to move just 3 damage counters to the Badoo. And keep in mind, that Badoo did not need to be in play for any reason. So that was just a free prize that Sebastian kind of gave Austin there. And then with the Grimmsnarl knockout, Austin's going to go to 2 prizes remaining. And Sebastian kind of played perfectly into this by not knocking out the Fez. If he knocks out the Fez, Sebastian's at 3 prizes remaining. And is feeling like a little closer to where he needs to be. And now with Picnic Basket too. Oh, gonna pretty much eliminate all of Sebastian's built up bench damage. And absolutely insane. The 3 prize turn with the Picnic Basket from Austin. And now Austin is in clear control of this game. As Sebastian is left reeling. Austin, did you double attach the Luminous and the Fire? Thank you. Thank you, chat. Thank you. Chat's keeping these players honest. We got him, chat. We got him. Thank God for these walkie-talkies, bro. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. Slow down there, partner. No double attaching on my stream. And we've got Iono from Sebastian. But is there anything Sebastian can do at this point to claw back into this game? I'm feeling like the Grimmsnarl deck at this point is out-muscled. I really think that as the Grimmsnarl player, you have to save that TM Devo for later in the game so that you can try to pile up damage on your opponent's evolution Pokemon and then devolve at the end. You really don't want to have burned it early. We saw like Sebastian pretty much got nothing out of that TM devolution play earlier. And then, you know, trying to math out the Pheasantipity got just turbo punished for that. And then we'll see if Austin can figure out a way to close out this game. He needs to get another Charizard online. So Arvin will help him to do that. Does have Max Belt too. So with Max Belt, Burning Darkness, going to be doing 240 plus 50. And with the Monkey and Frostlass, that is game. And Charizard EX, Burning Darkness for the win. Austin Charles is your League Nights winner with Charizard EX, and he made a strong case for it tonight, folks. That Charizard EX deck was looking fire out here. Get it? Was looking really strong for sure. So congratulations to Austin on a job well done. Taking the dub with Charizard EX, of course. A lot of us have been inspired by Gabriel Fernandez and his run with Charizard EX in the seniors age division at the North American International Championships, and I fully expect Charizard to have a stronger impact on the world's meta than it did at the North American International Championships in Masters division. And that's going to do it for tonight's stream, folks, but if you are craving more Pokemon TCG content, fear not. We're going to be doing a dual stream tomorrow. Lots of stream action happening tomorrow. I've got the Black Bolt opening that I'm going to be doing courtesy of the Pokemon Company International at noon Eastern Time. So make sure to tune in for that. And then directly after the opening, I'm going to be doing a set review of Black Bolt and White Flare as well. Been a while since I've done set reviews, but I really want to get back into doing them as they're content that I like to produce. So I'm going to get back into doing set reviews every set. And then tomorrow night, we've got Gym Leader Challenge League night. So should be a lot of fun. I'll catch you guys tomorrow at noon Eastern time for Black Bolt opening and Black Bolt White Flare set review. You guys